Patriotic comrades, Jamaica's Integrity Commission, the island's main anti-corruption watchdog, might just be on life support. And guess who's holding the oxygen tank? The Governor General himself. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how this quiet constitutional standoff could cripple Jamaica's entire fight against anti-corruption, and why it's sparking whispers that the JLP might be pulling invisible strings from behind the curtains. But what if the delay isn't just a delay? What if it's a deliberate move to keep certain files closed? Patriotic comrades, real question. Do you think the Governor General's delay was innocent bureaucracy or a calculated political move to protect the JLP? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm reading every comment. The missing pieces. Patriotic comrades, so here's what's going down. The Integrity Commission, our anti-corruption powerhouse, is supposed to keep politicians, including the Prime Minister, honest. They check declarations, investigate shady contracts, and basically act as Jamaica's moral police. But right now, the IC is running on temporary staff. Key positions like the executive director and the director of corruption prosecution are now vacant, and the person who needs to sign off to fill them, that's right, Governor General Sir Patrick Allen. Except months have passed and he hasn't signed. Now, if this was just a paperwork hiccup, no one would care. But constitutional expert Dr. Lloyd Barnett is saying, yo, hurry up, these roles are critical. Even civil society groups are side-eyeing King's House like, how really a guan? If the Integrity Commission can't function because of political games, then what's the point of even having one? Agree or disagree? Drop your take in the comments below. The legal loophole. Patriotic comrades, so let's break down the legal chessboard. Under the Integrity Commission Act, the Governor General doesn't just pick whoever he wants. He acts on the recommendation of the commissioners. Basically, he is supposed to rubber stamp the appointments unless there's a serious red flag. But here's the twist. The Constitution gives him one get out of jail free card. He can send the recommendation back once for reconsideration. Now, according to reports, that's exactly what might have happened. And if he's sending it back, it means something or someone about those appointments has made the palace uncomfortable. But uncomfortable for who? The Governor General or the JLP bigwigs worried about the IC poking around their business? Because here's where things get messy. One of the acting directors reportedly had ties to Dayton Campbell, the PNP General Secretary. And suddenly, the JLP side is screaming bias. Yes, they must scream bias. Let's test the audience. Who do you think benefits most from the IC being crippled right now? Type it out without naming names. Let's see who gets it first. The political fallout. Patriotic comrades, let's not pretend this is happening in a vacuum. For the past 2 years, the JLP government has been brawling with the Integrity Commission. Remember when the IC's report mentioned Andrew Holness in a corruption-related investigation? JLP members attacked the commission like it was the enemy of the state. So now, when key appointments are stuck on the Governor General's desk, the optics terrible. It looks like a slow motion political chokehold. And as usual, the people who suffer most are ordinary Jamaicans, because a weakened IC means fewer investigations, less accountability, and more corruption swept under the rug. Something tells me this delay isn't just about legal advice. What do you think is really going on behind the palace gates? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. My expert analysis and breakdown. Patriotic comrades, Dr. Lloyd Barnett, one of Jamaica's most respected constitutional minds, is basically saying, get it done now. The IC can't function properly without these directors. And in a country where the public already believes corruption is everywhere, this kind of delay destroys trust. So what's really stopping Sir Patrick from signing? His office told the Gleaner he's being guided by legal advice. Patriotic comrades, every time I read that, me have to laugh. The man is being guided by legal advice. But that just opens another question. Whose legal advice? And is that advice politically motivated? Remember, this wouldn't be the first time a Governor General clashed with a commission's recommendation. Back in 2007, the whole Stephen Vassiani affair blew up because the Public Service Commission refused to back down. Could we be seeing Vassiani 2.0 here? Patriotic comrades, do you think this is another move to undermine the Integrity Commission? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. The deeper game. Patriotic comrades, here's my theory. If the IC's independence is weakened or its top investigators aren't confirmed, corruption probes can stall indefinitely. That benefits exactly one group, those in power. So while Sir Patrick might be acting by the book, it's the timing and opacity that makes this look political. If it was a JLP-friendly appointee waiting, would there still be a delay? Or maybe the paperwork just fell behind the royal teacups at King's House. Who knows? If the Governor General truly believes in transparency, shouldn't he explain the delay publicly? Type #transparency now if you agree. Let's make it trend. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Quick recap. IC's key leadership roles remain vacant for months. Governor General delays appointments despite recommendations. Legal gray area exploited via constitutional referral clause. JLP linked resistance to IC's independence. Public trust in anti-corruption system eroding fast. Experts and civil society urging immediate action. What if this delay is linked to a deeper cover-up we haven't seen yet? Would you want a full follow-up breakdown video on that? Comment yes if you're ready for part 2. Patriotic comrades, let's explore the legal loophole we might give the Governor General the perfect smokescreen for this delay tactic. So according to section 32(2) of Jamaica's constitution, where the Governor General is directed to exercise any function on the recommendation of any person or authority, he shall exercise that function in accordance with such recommendations. However, before he acts, he has the option to once refer that recommendation back for reconsideration by the person or authority concerned. If a new recommendation is made, the Constitution suggests the Governor General then operates as if there is a reset with respect to the substituted candidate. The provisions of this subsection shall apply to that different recommendation as they apply to the original recommendation. The implication, therefore, is that if the proposer holds fast to the original recommendation, the original name goes forward to avoid the pain otherwise of a potentially messy political or constitutional issue, and possibly to echoes of the Stephen Vassiani affair in 2007 when the Public Service Commission was fired when it would not back down from its appointment of Professor Vassiani as Jamaica's Solicitor General. So this legal loophole here gives the Governor General one get out of jail free card where he can send back recommendations that he may not approve of the selected appointees. You understand? So that is how this little section 32(2) of Jamaica's constitution works. You see me? Where it actually creates a legal loophole where can cause a delay. And so far there is no clearly stated reason for delay by the Governor General. The language of the law at section 34 is similar with respect to the division directors. The proviso is that the people who are recommended for appointment to these positions are qualified for their jobs, people of integrity, are partial, are capable of exercising due diligence, and have sound judgment. In the case of the executive director, the candidate's credentials should make him or her also eligible for appointment as a commissioner. So on that basis, if it is the case that the Governor General then thinks these people don't have no integrity, these people are not impartial, and these people are not capable of exercising due diligence, and these people don't have sound judgments, make we know if that's the reason why you know affix your signature and seal to these three appointees. But the Governor General say he's being advised by legal advice. So he's hiding behind the fact say, oh, it's confidential, me can't talk about it, and you know, me a seek legal advice to see if what me a do is right or wrong, or how long me can maintain this for legally without breaking the law. Me no know, me just a say, cause me no know him a seek legal me no know why or where him a seek legal advice for. Are you doing something wrong? Are you doing something that is unconstitutional? Do you plan to break the law, Sir Patrick Allen? These are the questions we want to know. These are the questions what we have to ask since you say you seek legal advice. So more importantly, patriotic comrades, the Governor General has no discretion to refuse a valid nomination, acting as a ceremonial signatory, meaning his position is mostly ceremonial, with the exception of the loophole where him can say, well, you should reconsider these three candidates. You see me? So any issue if one exists, and however reasonable, would require legal recourse, not rejection by way of prolonged delay. At this point, we have to ask the question, if the Governor General is acting beyond or contrary to his constitutional and statutory authority, because that always seemed like to me at this point. And when the Gleaner did contact the Governor General, he said he can't really answer because those matters are confidential. So whether he did send back a recommendation and say, "Oi, me not like them 3 nominees there, get some other people," you see me? And as I stated in the original video when I talk about this, and I pose the hypothetical scenario where me say, if me I look for 3 specific names, and if me not see them the 3 specific names that come on my desk, then guess what? Every 3 name where you send come give me I go say pass. When me see the 3 names when me I look for thumbs up, green light, hypothetically, that could be the possible scenario and game that is at play here. I don't see that Aguanya saying, you see me? But I'm saying it's also a possibility. Who knows? Because this just open up to wider and deeper questions. Why the delay? Why now? Why at this specific time when the Prime Minister had another Integrity Commission court date on the 13th of October? So check out the timeline, patriotic comrades. So from July, or basically over 3 months ago, the recommendation would have been sent to King's House and arrive at the Governor General's desk. Then, with these 3 new nominees, where if he did sign off on them, there would be a smooth transition in the Integrity Commission. Because Ronif Lawrence, where the JLP did have a big uproar over, was only acting director of corruption prosecutions. And the reason for that uproar was because the proximity to a Dayton Campbell. So now that all the 3-month temporary acting position has expired, you would have think the Governor General would have already signed off on these appointments. I would assume that the Governor General is aware that all acting temp appointments at the Integrity Commission has a 3-month shelf life. So after 3 months, all acting appointments expire. So this only make we have more questions than answers as it relates to the Governor General's decision or the Governor General's inaction. And we see Jamaicans for Justice forward out and call out the Governor General and hold him accountable. You see, too much secrecy are going on, so man I talk about, oh, we can't talk about that because that is confidential. We want to know what going on. We want to know if the Integrity Commission is being strong-armed to do what certain people want the Integrity Commission to do. Or they want the Integrity Commission to hire their people to put in those 3 key positions. So as Mr. Patriotic comrades, if the Governor General refer back recommendations to the Integrity Commission for reconsideration on those 3 specific nominees, we're not gonna know just yet because the Governor General said that is confidential. So the obvious questions with respect to the delay are whether it is merely a technical matter, whether the Governor General has legitimate concerns over the recommendations sent to him by the commissioners, and assuming the hold-up is deliberate, the legal grounds, if any, upon which he stands. Such speculations are neither good for the office of the Governor General nor the IC, especially against the backdrop of recent partisan efforts to undermine the commission and its work. And in that regard, if the delay is just a bureaucratic hiccup, then Sir Patrick Allen should immediately apply his signature and seal to the appointments. So we already see some civil society groups already raising concerns about the time it is taking King's House to make the appointments. And we see constitutional expert Dr. Lloyd Barnett suggested that legislators should add their voices to this pivotal issue. When he says legislators, I think he's indirectly talking about the PMP legislators. Say them for add their voice to this as the opposition. But if the PMP come out and say something, it would be like, in my opinion, this is my unsolicited opinion, it would be like the PMP would walk right into the JLP ambush or trap, because them wouldn't expect the PMP to come out and raise an alarm. And then the JLP propaganda PR machine can get to say, see it, you see it, them a control the integrity commission. You see it, we know, you know, we tell you, them a run the integrity commission, and PMP control the integrity commission. So then come out and defend the integrity commission. We know them control the integrity commission. And these three people are three PNP apologists where they want to appoint to the IC. That is a likely scenario that is highly likely to come out of the JLP playbook should the PNP come out and say something about this. Because up until this point, me no hear nor see the PNP come out and make no statement about this specific incident. And timing is everything, so me glad that the PNP no come out and say nothing about this. You see, because me feel like say we would walk right in the JLP trap where they set. Patriotic comrades, so where do we go from here? If Jamaica wants to actually fight corruption, we can't afford these constitutional games. The Integrity Commission needs full strength now. Maybe it's time for Jamaicans to start demanding transparency, not just from politicians, but from the palace too, because sunlight, my friends, is still the best disinfectant. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, hit that like button, drop a comment saying #transparency now, and make sure you subscribe for more hard-hitting Jamaican political deep dives. This is the Patriotic Jamaican YouTube channel, where we decode politics with a touch of vibes and a splash of sarcasm. Catch you in the next one.